Capricorn, hold on, let me readjust myself here. Let me reposition myself. All right. I have a thing. I don't know why I just don't cut the tags off of this pillow. But welcome back to the channel, Capricorn. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, Venus, Jupiter. But understand we are comprised of all 12 signs. And so maybe you are here for another reason that is unbeknownst to you at this time, but there's another placement within your chart that this is to speak to. Maybe your Mars, you know, the way that you defend yourself, in outward expression, and the way that you just move about the world, you know what I'm saying, strategically and or otherwise, in your Mercury, and the way that you communicate and how you are to do things creatively, etc. So understand that this is going to be meant for you whenever you click on this, and so I hope that whatever messages come through, that it finds you well at this time, and if it resonates, subscribe. But let's get into it. I'm gonna still do the what the actual fuck spread, and I'll go through the layout again, and I'll show you the cards as they come out. I do want to apologize though before we get too deeply into things for not uploading anything this past week, but I was sick and health comes first. I was on medication that's made me nauseous, and right now I'm even feeling lightheaded, like my appetite slowly coming back, but I still feel a little weird, and I'm lightheaded. I'm unintentionally fasting though right now just to get most of these videos out, but I think I have like enough energy for maybe one more, and then I really need to grab food because it's starting to take a turn, as these cards are. Because what came out for you guys, you have the Wheel of Fortune that came up as the main energy that you will be feeling, the most potent, prominent energy, you could say. The Curse that hounds you, you have the Justice card. All right. So something that is surrounding legalities is not turning out as expected. It's not a positive outcome, not with the Wheel of Fortune. Typically when the Wheel of Fortune's upright, that means that you can expect things to go well, and embracing situations just for what they are in the moment. But either you are turning this wheel, right, by breeding your own uncertainty and insecurities surrounding the legalities, or the legal justice system itself. It's not, yeah, something didn't go right. Something didn't go right. Maybe were you wrongly accused of something? Let's get into it. What's wrong or what's real about the situation? You have the Death card in reverse. What's real about, or fuck. All right. What's real and right about the situation? You have the Death card in reverse. What's wrong about the situation? You have the Five of Wands. Where you need more information? You have the Six of Wands. Contradictions. If this is nothing about the legal system and you may be dealing with a Libra, I feel like they are just contradicting themselves. One minute they want the situation to work out, one minute they don't. You know, so they come in hot and heavy, and then they leave just as fast as they come in, right? Or it just never gets off the ground. It's like a dead-end relationship with it in reverse. Outcome card, you guys have the Queen of Wands. And the reason why it's a dead-end relationship, if this has nothing to do, again, with legalities, and you're dealing maybe with a Libra or an air sign or somebody with just those prominent placements, you know, when you think about a Libra and you think about their attributes, this can be something that somebody else is embodying, right? They're taking on this energy. You think of somebody that has like a good sense of humor, that is like a peacemaker in all situations, not the type of person to be heavily confrontational, tries to find the middle ground and everything, you know, makes decisions based on discernment and being fair, right? So this is not somebody that you can have to pick a side ever. They're not going to be the type to pick sides. Typically the type of person that would be more indecisive. But when attracted, you know, and in a relationship, they are very charming, you know, very amicable, or into pleasing, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the typical gentleman, or the typical type of woman. What's his name? What's that one white man with the long hair that was on the front of novels and women would just swoon over him? Like, he's coming to mind, and that's what I want to think of. But it's not necessarily because they actually are that way, you know what I'm saying? The type of person that's just going to open your door and massage your feet after a long day of work, not because that's what they're naturally inclined to do or it's intrinsically motivating for them to do, but because they are like the hopeless romantic type, you know what I'm saying? They're the type of people that read that book of that guy that I'm talking about and try to live out that fantasy in real time. So, you know what I'm saying? It's slightly forced, but like so Libra. So that's what you can think of, that type of person that takes on or embodies that type of energy. Again, very charming if I didn't already say so, but extremely indecisive. So again, it could be a dead-end relationship. Now, being also that they're charming, they have a way with words, can sweep you off your feet. And so what's wrong about the situation with this Five of Wands, which also speaks to matters of like relationships, you know, and matters of the heart, they are very good at being very persuasive. So they can trick you and trick your mind into believing something that may not be the case here, Capricorn, okay? And so it leads to a lot of arguments, and that's why the relationship isn't growing. It comes to a dead end because you guys always start to fight over the fact that they really aren't who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? They say a lot, but they don't really show and prove, is what I'm getting here. That's where you need more information. The actions, right? Where's the action? That's the question that you guys have. When is this person ever going to do anything? Maybe you need to drop that 0 and get with a hero. Get with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That could be somebody that comes in that may be more suited for you. Because with that type of energy, and they don't have to be a fire sign that comes in, but if this person is not going to naturally embody this energy and kind of take the reins, then you need to find somebody that has more of fire sign attributes, that's going to be kind of more in alignment with you, because you Capricorns are more of a female archetype. And so maybe to balance you out, because I do believe Libra is more feminine as well, you need something that's a little bit more male in nature, or a little bit more masculine. And you can be a man watching this and that still be the case. You need the woman that's going to be a little bit more like brash, fearless, you know what I'm saying? The one that will initiate dates, or the one that will want to actually go out and do more, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that is a little bit more affectionate that you may need, but like in a different way. Like, I don't know how I can articulate that just yet, but the situation that you're currently in with whoever you may be involved with, there's just a lot of egos involved, like a lot of ego trip. All right, this person's 5th house might be in Libra. I can't talk. I really need to stop. I need to get food. As much as I was trying to do 6 today and 6 tomorrow, obviously you see it, right? And this is just a mess. But they can have a 5th house in Leo, which would be a natural placement because Leo rules the 5th house and the sun rules that sign. But then when you think about Leos also, you have to also understand that they are very self-centered and absorbed with themselves. So you may always be vying for this person's attention. They make you do the most for their love, but they hardly ever give the same in return, right? That the magnitude of love and passion that you may come forth with, it's not matched here because they want it all. You know, it's always about them and them being pleased. And once they're pleased, then they claim to say that they will please you in return, but then it never happens. I don't want to say that, Spirit. Okay, Spirit, show me somebody that in matters of romance and like having sex, they come quick or they come first and you don't get yours. So I mean, why are you even tripping over somebody that doesn't make you orgasm if that's the case? Like, if they only care about themselves, you know, and the gratification and instant gratification. So this really isn't a healthy situation to be in, especially with this many cards in reverse. And I feel like some of you guys just need to accept that. That's where you need more information. Come into acceptance here and surrendering with this Six of Wands energy, and being in spaces where you are appreciated more so than you are just tolerated, where you're not having to constantly be in a state of resistance, because that's what I feel like this situation is. It's like you're trying so hard to make it work that it's become unnatural at this point, and you're frustrated because it's not where it's supposed to be. You're not doing maybe what you're supposed to do if this is not about a relationship, but you just need to let it go. All right, just let it go, and you will find success in that. That is a win. Knowing when to stop fighting, right? Knowing when to stop pushing. Okay, there's victory in that, because then you're able to open up yourself to more experiences that you don't have to work so hard for, and there's a sense of ease. But then a lot of people aren't used to what is natural, because then it's perceived as being boring, or it's perceived as being too good to be true, and then so people self-sabotage in that way because they're so used to having to I guess live again in states of resistance. I don't know, but it's not natural. That's not natural. You need to just get away from this situation that's not working out. Again, you just need to accept it, that it is what it is. If you have to do jail time, just sit and do that time. Sit and reflect over what brought you there, right? Maybe if you were wrongly convicted, in due time, you know, it will be made aware, and you will get the victory in due time. But if you weren't wrongly convicted, then who have you been surrounding yourself with? You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Why are you so easily influenced? And I don't want to necessarily say gullible, but that's the word that's coming to mind. So for some of you, that word is meant to resonate for you. But why are you such a follower? You know what I'm saying? So some of you guys are in that like follower type of groupthink type of mentality, and it's putting you in situations and circumstances that you don't need to be in, and it's reflected out vibrationally with what's happening in your external environment and other areas, if this has nothing to do, again, with legalities. Okay, but you just can't get a grip on your life for your life here. And so you really need to ditch what, again, is not serving you, what is not of your highest good with this Justice card. Okay, dropping dead weight is what I'm hearing. You need to go ahead and just drop the dead weight, and again, surrender, and again, evolve, you know, but it's a decision. There's free will in this. So you can make the choice to ignore what it is that I'm saying. Though, you know, there are certain things that need to be amended here, right? A rewriting of constitutions, okay? Rewriting of contracts, whatever it needs to be. There needs to be a revision process here. And though you may know that on a subconscious level, or even in your conscious waking state, but you refuse to do that, that is completely up to you, but it's not going to make the situation get any better. Inaction is also a decision. So the universe will act on your behalf if you won't. Okay, that's coming through very heavily. But again, going back to that groupthink mentality, you need to drop that and really step into your power and your independent thought, independent thinking and action. Be a free thinker. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to. Some people really don't like to be disliked. All right, and maybe that's something that you have to look at here. All situations don't require that you make friends in them. Okay, there are certain situations that you're in and they are strictly for business purposes. There are certain situations that you are in, and though it may seem like it's beneficial in the moment, And though you feel good to feel like you're part of a clan, you know what I'm saying? To feel like you fit in, because some of you guys may feel like you are outcasts or outsiders. That's not really your true purpose. You're not here to do that. You're not here to blend in and follow societal norms. You're here to look at the status quo, see what's not working, and reform it, okay? So do that in all aspects and areas of your life. Or neglect to do that, the universe will do it for you, and will put you through painful situations until you get it, until you decide to make that choice, right? Until you decide to take action here. Self-acceptance is more important than the acceptance and opinions and validation of other people, because you do notice, I'm sure that you guys can recognize patterns and trends as they show themselves all the time. And you know that one minute you can be put on a pedestal and everybody loves you and everything that you stand for and everything that you do. But the second that you have an opinion that is different from theirs, again, or you do something that is just deemed distasteful, or you do something that is just too odd and out of the ordinary, you know what I'm saying? Something because you guys may be living in the future and people just don't get it, just don't get you yet. The second that you do some shit that they don't like, you get in a relationship with somebody that the world at large, or the people that you surround yourself with that don't like, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden you have that fall from grace. One second you're crowd surfing, the next second they done dropped you to fall on your ass. One second they claim to really be there and to love you and support you, but the second that you actually need help in a situation, a dire situation, there really isn't anybody that you can count on or rely on. You know what I'm saying? They were only there for the moment. They were only there for the attention that you were getting, the accolades that you acquired of your own doing, right? Your own hard work and persistence. And people just wanted to kind of have that spotlight. They wanted to have that spotlight, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the second that you lose that job, you lose that position, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you're not as famous anymore. You're not booking that many shows. You're just not front and center. Then they're nowhere to be found. As soon as you can no longer benefit them and help them, they're nowhere to be found. So I feel like a lot of you guys are looking at that. But again, some of you guys are really dropping a relationship for something else, for someone else, somebody that you had your eye on maybe for a while here. Okay, but this is a go-getter. This person is ambitious. If not you walking into that energy. This person is very highly independent, don't need anybody, very self-sufficient. Queen of Wands energy, somebody that is very loyal to the vision as well. If this is something that you're trying to get off the ground, understand that if the Wheel of Fortune being in reverse is talking about like algorithms, if it's something that you are involved in, I'm not sure what you do, but with the Justice card and that air energy, it can be like investigative work or anything with like speech or anything with like technology, right, in that realm. Then understanding like there's a glitch in the system and it's always going to glitch or it's always going to change, right? And so you can't always hold on to the same modalities or methods that may have worked, again, in the past, because you guys are forward thinking, or you in Aquarius, you guys are forward thinking individuals. And so it's up to you to look at the status quo or to look at something and to be able to reform it or progress it forward. You know what I'm saying? Trying to teach an old dog new tricks. All right. And so maybe this is your mentality and you having to rewire your train of thought, right? And the way that you process things and the way that you relate to things, and your traditions and how you tend to things that may need to take a change. All right, it's going to fluctuate. It's not going to make you any more or less successful. This is just kind of what comes with the game of life, and especially so if you're trying to do something that is a little bit more entrepreneurial, right, in spirit, because that also comes through with Wands energy, having more of an entrepreneurial spirit. Just focus on maybe if you have a track record of the things that you've been doing, yes, go and look at the things that have worked, but look more so at the quality of what works and not just the complete system of what works in the formula. You know what I'm saying? Because the formula might need to be changed, but just the quality of work that generated the amount of success that you got at one point. So I feel like my leg looks weird too. I feel like you guys are definitely looking at stuff like that this week here. Ending with the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, if it's a relationship though, miscommunication, or they've done something to betray your trust, and it's like, okay, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, bitch, weird. Like, that's what I'm getting at. Like, there won't be a 3rd time if they've already fooled you. If they've already fooled you twice. All right, there isn't a 3rd. There isn't a 3rd chance that you can afford, because at this point you don't feel like you can overlook the transgressions. Okay, you already know. Some people just are who they are, and you have to look at that. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. All right, stop affording people benefits of the doubt, giving people the benefit of the doubt here with all this energy that's here, or just overly investing or being hopeful for. But again, inaction is a decision. So if there's somebody that you have been wanting to establish a relationship with, it's not getting off the ground because you aren't doing anything about your interest. A closed mouth does not get fed. So you're breaking your own heart here with this 3 of Swords energy by not speaking up, right? By not taking initiative. Okay? Shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots that you never take, which is coming through at the top. Come on, Spirit! With this Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Justice card. Didn't I say that Libras were indecisive, or that energy's indecisive? So this can very well just be you, and you're embodying this energy. And your lack of being able to make a decision is why you are where the fuck you are. And you can absolutely stay there by yourself, okay? Or you can take heed to this video and do something about this energy and overcome it. But if a legal situation just hasn't gone right that you were involved in, if it was a divorce split or something else, like you had to go to court for like a misdemeanor or some other case, whatever, you had to plead guilty, just take it on the chin. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lesson at the end of the day. You know now to never put yourself in another situation where you can be involved with something that would put you potentially behind bars, to have to serve time or to have to be on probation. So at this point, you understand now not to test limits. You understand just how rigged and or corrupt the justice system is, because especially if you are a person of color here and you got hit harder for something that a white individual wouldn't get hit for, you understand now that you just can't be out here all willy-nilly and acting like you don't have any sense. Like, use your common sense. Use your discernment here and stay out of trouble, unnecessary trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's a different situation if you're minding your own business and you're following all the laws of the land and you get pulled over by a corrupt police officer. Like, nobody can ever predict that type of situation. You just have to kind of do the best that you can. But if you know that you were dabbling in things that you had no business dabbling into and then you got caught, then yeah, you just gonna have to chuck it up and serve your time or do your bid or pay that fine and just, again, learn and do better going forward, right? That's all that it is. So that's what's coming through. If this reading resonated, do give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. That's the word that I wanted to say, vindicated. You will be vindicated here for those of you that were wrongly convicted. That's what I was trying to say earlier. But yeah, if this reading resonated, do give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. Subscribe for more. hit me up if you want another reading with me, a more in-depth reading. We could do like an extended on this energy should you need it. You need me to clarify some things or go a little bit more in depth. I am here for you. But if you don't, and I don't hear from you in the comment section below, then just do take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again, all right? Ciao.